What's up, everybody? This is Derek with DerekOpon.com, six-figure business credit. And this is kind of out of the topics I like to discuss, but I really wanted to touch on this because I see it as a bigger problem. And as my son is coming of age, I see kind of some of the trials and tribulations he has to deal with. All right. So this whole thing is centered on a recent incident that happened with the star of Creed, Micheal B Jordan, where he was on a red carpet and it was a girl that was interviewing him. And I have the video here. I'm gonna show it. But as she's interviewing him, she reminded him that they went to the same high school. And he was like, yeah, I was the corny kid. And she was like, no, I didn't call you corny, because apparently on a previous podcast of hers, her co-star was discussing the fact that he was just a corny kid in school, right? So it led to a whole different viral moment, and it made me want to talk about it, speak on it from the perspective of how it's only in the Black community that success is corny, right? You can be hyper successful on one hand and still be considered corny. And is this upside down culture that we live in, that we embody, and sometimes we kind of don't know we embodying it, right? Is the normal things, the things that every other society believes take the society higher, we seem to throw it away, right? And it's a conscious part of this culture that we steer young men into becoming hoodlums, essentially, or just being anything other than upstanding citizens. And how do we do that? We do that because a society is most of the time a society is given a course to go based on how is women respond to it, right? So anytime, like, is a simple example, like women say they like beers, right? In the past 5 years, beers are a staple of the community, and it may go further back than that. But anything that women of a society deem, because they reward the men with their bodies or with reproduction, as evolutionary psychology would say. But I want to like go through the whole thought process, and I have a few videos here that I want to share with y'all so y'all could kind of see the point that I'm gonna make. And I'm gonna start off with the Micheal B Jordan incident on the red carpet, so you could actually see what I mean, and we'll take it from there.
Now, Hustle Show, we got Micheal B Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Oh, the corny kid, right?
No,
Right.
I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
He reminded her right away, right? The corny kid, like the corny kid in the back that, you know, you didn't see me then, right? So that's the first reminder. And it is really important because he remembered it, right? He remembered he wasn't a corny kid. And part of the rumors about him has been that he don't really deal with like Black women or women from the community. And maybe that's also part of his experience, right? Because you made fun of me, and I wasn't part of the cool kids, but now I'm successful, right? You're interviewing me here. And then this incident led to a response from Joe Budden about this incident. And I also want to play that so we could have the consensus going.
I can see that. You being Micheal B Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. And if I bring back them white girl rumors, then it's going to sound even crazier. Because why are you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? We only talking to white bitches like that. But I'm not gonna make it racy. They say I make everything racy. Mm-hmm. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
I'm not disagreeing. I would have made.
That's why niggas call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air, like word.
Hey.
So let me stop it right there. right? I think this is part of the whole issue with this, right? Is he's corny. That's why people call him. Nobody's ever called him corny for being disrespectful to anybody, because he's never been. He's corny in our culture because he seemed as the nice guy, right? And it's such a thing in the community where the person who exemplifies all the pieces that we would want our kids. I want my son to be a Micheal B Jordan, God damn it, and is labeled corny in the culture. And what are the repercussions of that, right? Because it is a price to pay for telling or rewarding certain behaviors, because you can't reward it and then expect the results to be other than the outcomes to be other than what you're rewarding, right? And here's a prime example of how this behavior manifests and how it was rewarded, and we'll see the outcome. So let me play the next video before I kind of start talking about where it comes from. So
guys speak to women with this much respect, and I deplore that. My mother's just told. I grew up. My mother raised me, so I have this much respect for women, and I fight often because of that, and it gives me a lot of friends. I mean, I get a lot of friends but I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women. But then, like I was liking this girl in Tam, and I'm extra nice, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And she told me I was too nice. I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it. I'm just gonna be like them, because they seem to get the girls, and they call girls the B word, and they smack and beat, and they're getting girls, and I'm going, peace, and I think you're beautiful, and they're going, well, I like him because he's masculine. I'm masculine. I mean, and with the guys, I'm trying, and like yesterday he was cursing, and I was like, don't curse, and he got mad at me because I told him not to curse. But my plan is that if I keep telling girls not to let them call you these names, and if I keep saying it, it's going to catch on, because the girls won't allow them to be their boyfriend if they're going to speak to them like that, and they're going to want me. So in order to not get them to go with me, they're going to have to change, and that's how they change. So I'll be the scapegoat, no problem.
okay, let me stop it there. Now that by the way is my favorite rapper ever. Like, just being a pure hater, right? Here's the gist of it. He was nice. He was good. He was trying to speak good. He sounded like a that 17-year-old Tupac, right? Literally trying to better things, and he wasn't rewarded for it, right? He was not rewarded for it, because while he was doing all of that, the young girls were going to the dudes that was beating them, the dudes that was calling them B words, right? So it is he in turn, and we see how it played out in Pac's personal life, because he became the embodiment of it. He became like literally tattooed thug on his stomach. From this kid, he became the embodiment of it. So we see how it played out. And I think that is essentially how the culture is upside down, right? Because we rewarding all the negative traits that we claim we don't want, but that's what's being rewarded. And when you're a good kid, when you are autistic kid, when you're a hardworking man, a civilian, we call it where I'm from, you're not rewarded. So then what else is a kid gonna be? But aim to be that aim to be was rewarded, right? And then this next video is actually a modern take on the same concept, where these young girls, they superstars. I don't really know the name. Chloe and Chloe Bailey, something like that. And they are talking with their little brother in the background. And this is from the Poor Man's Podcast. They talking with their little brother in the background about the kind of person they attracted to, right? And then this what comes out.
Guy is a gentleman and is like nice and kind and gentlemanly. That's like, whoa, okay. Like, yes, please take my, yes, okay. That opens the door.
Yeah.
For
I don't know if that's really true though. I feel like you guys just say that, but sometimes y'all girls are like, you know, he's a little too nice for me. And so I just feel like y'all just say that just to say it, really. I feel like y'all really
I will expound.
I feel like y'all are really attracted to like player dudes.
What?
Over gentlemen, if I'm being honest.
No. That's not true, but I will.
All right, so there you go. Little bro just stating how things are, right? So not just what they saying it is, and that's probably one of the biggest issues is that people tend to say the ideals that they want, but their day-to-day life is so completely different. And women don't seem to appreciate the nice guy, right? Because he's corny. He's boring. He doesn't kind of make you feel a certain way, right? And then as the final part, before I fully give my thoughts, check out this last video. And this is one of the ladies in the community who seems to be not valued per se, but has a huge following, right? She a rapper, is her baby father, and this is the quality she looked for in a man.
It's like, give us a checklist for any
I feel like to be my you gotta be hood. I only with hood niggas. I don't want nothing that's not hood. You gotta carry a gun. If you don't carry a gun, I don't want you in my space.
Now, before we get
right, this is more telling, right? So evolutionist psychology says that women want providers, protectors, and it seems to be in the hood we take that to the extreme, right? Because you can't just be a provider and a protector. You got to be able to provide against the hyper extreme situations of the hood, right? Because you can't just be providing. You a hardworking dude when the hustler or the thug or the gangster, right? He handles things differently. So you got to also be able to withstand that. But I think the whole argument about people being corny for being successful, all that you can be successful and still be deemed corny by society is mind blowing to me, right? Because what is it like at that point? What does a man have to do to be considered anything worthwhile, right? Because I thought it was always revenge of the nerds, right? If I make it, if I do everything I have to do to make it, right? Shouldn't that make me not corny? Shouldn't my money make me corny? Because if my money makes me corny in this culture, can I take my money somewhere and get the desired results? Right? Because I think this is the only culture, the only community that we deem like the nice, successful guy. The Nick Cannon was considered corny for a long time. Russel Wilson is considered corny, right? Micheal B Jordan now, right? Will Smith was considered corny for a long time because he wasn't cursing or anything. It seems like when a person doesn't fit the narrative or the thug persona, we just immediately label them corny, regardless of money, regardless of success. We label them corny, and I think we need to really, really fix that and think about that and how we want, especially our young boys, to be in the future, right? Because if you reward me for being the worst aspects of society, I'm gonna aim for it fully, and we see it, right? We see brilliant Black boys drop out of school to become unsuccessful rappers, even some successful ones, right? Because we don't know what doctor or that biologist or that sociologist could have contributed to society, but he went on to find success as a musician. But is a bigger question that we are rewarding the negative aspects of us. So this whole incident also bring me to an issue within a community that kind of keep happening. You see athletes, you see musicians, people in entertainment for the most part, right? Even actors, right? Who are getting caught up, rappers trying to live up to the image of not being corny at the detriment of their lives and success. And it made me think of it recently. Is an NBA player, Ja Morant. I don't watch basketball much, but he's running into trouble, and I wanted to play actually what's happened with him. And I remember Shannon Sharpe reading about him saying that this kid just signed a $200 million contract, but he wants to be looked on or won the respect of a street dude, and maybe not comprehending fully that you the epitome of the success this dude is hustling towards, right? But if the culture rewards the negative aspects of us, that even the most successful is going to try to embody it. And I think that's literally what we're seeing now, right? So this is what Shannon Sharpe had to say about it.
Basketball player. Ja did everything he could to lift himself and his family out of this type of environment and to get away from this. And for some reason, he wants to surround himself with these type of people. Why? Bro, you not hard. That's not your life. People that in that life would give anything to be in your life.
1000%.
For some reason, you're worth 30. You got a $200 million contract, and you want people in the NBA to think you hood, to think you gangster, because you roll with these type of people. Bro, you putting yourself in harm's way when you don't have to. Nobody looks at you, John, and think, man, that's a thug. He hood.
Right. So that to me is the single biggest issue with the culture of corny, or corny being looked at the hardworking person, or corny not being rewarded for the success that it achieves, right? Because the ultimate question, and I've heard this a lot, right? Says money does not erase your corny. And I think that is so stupid. Like, money absolutely erases whatever corny you grew up with, you come up with. It completely throws it away, right? That's like saying money don't erase your poverty. Like, it may not change your mindset, but money could put you in circumstances. It could put you in environments. It could get you the advice. If you get you the counsel so that you could hold on to it, right? Money absolutely, let me say this for all the young people. Money absolutely erases whatever corny that you was deemed that you wasn't as a youngster. Micheal B Jordan is not corny, right? Russel Wilson is not corny. Nick Cannon, I mean, Lord knows, look, he's being rewarded through and through for his success, right? And you could say you don't like it. I could say that, I don't like what he's leaving behind. But women will raise their hands to the success. So money absolutely erases the corny. And as a final showcase to how money erases the corny, I want you to look at my man right here and tell me if money erased this corny, right? He has the biggest yacht in the world. He's living in whatever world he wants to live in. He could create it. So what does that say? I think revenge of the nerves is true, and money absolutely erases the corny. Revenge of the nerves is real, right? The corny kid who becomes success erases all that. Matter of fact, he make all his that's what that's what this did on the red carpet. This is what he showed, right? The corny kid becomes the guy you have to come to his movie premiere where he directed and he starred in and interview him, right? That's what the corny kid, that's the ultimate revenge of the nerves. And salute to that man. And ain't no way can success be corny, because success is the ambition of all men, and it should be the ambition of all people. If anything, let me know. Leave questions, comments, or anything below, and let's discuss it, right? Because the topic is, how can success be corny?